my name is Millie Marshall-Loughran, Deputy Editor at Security Journal UK. Today I'm here at Reolink to speak to Ali Park, UK Country Manager. So Ali, to begin with, could you just tell us a little bit about Reolink's core mission and what your role contributes to that?
Yeah, so Reolink have had a long-standing as a market leader in the consumer space. Over the past couple of years, we've identified that a lot of our higher-end PoE network-based solutions are being adopted in a more prosumer space. So this year, we're using TSE to springboard a brand new professional series dedicated to that prosumer professional installer. Those products aren't going to be available through our traditional channels, through consumer retail channels, and we're working with dedicated distribution partners in the UK to establish those opportunities. But I think one of the biggest differences with Reolink compared to a lot of brands in the space is that we don't just focus on that one type of product, PoE. We have consumer products in mains-powered, battery, Wi-Fi based, but we also have a huge category of 4G cameras, which aren't traditionally used in the consumer space, and we're working with partners like Network Rail, the National Farmers Union, for those sort of more commercial applications in construction, industrial, utilities. So we really have quite an eclectic range of customers, but we are now working with a dedicated range for that more professional space.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much. So what recent trends or events have most influenced Reolink in security solutions?
Yeah, so I think in the professional space, and certainly at the high end of products, AI is everywhere.
Yeah, of course.
And we've launched Reolink, which is our own AI platform. It's inbuilt into our hardware on the higher end products which feature Reolink and all of the professional series. And it's not cloud-based, it's localized, which means that people's data is protected, and we're very conscious about that. With all of our products, local storage is a key feature. We do have cloud-based solutions, but that local storage means that one, there's no ongoing fees, two, your data is completely secure, and even on an SD card within our cameras, all of that data is completely encrypted. So if someone did take an SD card out, so security for us is first and foremost. But as I say, AI, we have things like natural language smart search. So if you are aware of an event that's happened and someone's been able to give you a brief description, you can just use natural language in your search engine, and that will literally filter down and pull through those videos. And the speed it does it at, it's almost instantaneous. It's really, really quick because it's all locally based. There's no sort of cloud-based processing there.
So we spoke a lot about AI. Outside of that, is there any hardware solutions that you could mention?
Yeah, as I said, we've got that sort of consumer space. Yeah. We're launching this new Pro range. This is an entirely new range. But again, bridging that gap between consumer and professional. One of the areas that we've been particularly at the leading edge of, we're very much innovators in the category as opposed to followers. And a few years ago, we launched dual lens cameras. So dual lens for a wide angle, complete 180-degree field of view. Like on this slide here, we have dual lens with auto tracking, auto zoom functionality. So we're taking elements of those cameras that we've developed in the past and putting them all into single cameras. So at the show here, we're launching the Envy series, which is a range of pan tilt, auto tracking, some with zoom, some without, some with 180-degree field of view. And there's a lot of features in there that from a single camera will give you such a huge amount of coverage. And they range from 4 megapixel right the way up to 24 megapixel solutions. So there'll be a lot of excitement about those this year.
Brilliant, thank you so much. And so obviously you've touched on what you're presenting today. Would you be able to just tell us a little bit more about what you've got going on here?
Yeah, so in the consumer space, which is more sort of the entry-level end, one of the biggest issues with battery products are by far and away the most popular. And that's because I guess that type of customer wants easy to install. The perception is that it's very, very simple solutions. The reality is that battery products can be a little problematic, not just ours, every brand out there. And those are things like how quick does the camera wake up to record, how long does the battery last, and quite often some of these things can be a little bit overstated, and customers end up a little unhappy with what they thought they were buying. We've actually partnered with Qualcomm, so Qualcomm, large US-based chipset manufacturer, on our entry-level consumer range, and we've developed a new low-power Wi-Fi chipset, and that features across some of our entry-level products, starting to retail pricing at around $49.99, and those Qualcomm chipsets enable the batteries to last for up to 9 months. So it's a huge step forwards for us. The other thing is that all of those Qualcomm low-power products also use standard batteries, so AA's.
Yeah.
So rather than having to remove a camera, charge it, and obviously be without security or monitoring for that time that you're charging the camera, you can literally just hot swap those batteries out with standard AA's or rechargeable AA's, whatever you choose to use. So and then through bridging that gap between consumer and professional, we've got our new floodlight series, so an entry level, solar powered, easy to install, a retail price and that's something like £99, through to our dual lens, complete 180 degree coverage, 3000 lumens, warm cool lighting, through to our track flex, which has auto zoom, auto tracking capabilities, and this is where we have a strong consumer product, but they also sort of transfer over into the professional space. We do these as mains powered Wi-Fi, and we're just launching these floodlights in PoE. So in that more professional environment where prosumers are adopting our network solutions, we have Wi-Fi and PoE solutions. Incidentally, our PoE products, so our NVRs, which are primarily designed for hardwired network cameras, they also have channels for Wi-Fi, so you can integrate any of our professional PoE cameras, but also from this range of consumer products, if there's a particular solution you need, that will also integrate into that system, and it's all plug and play. There's no complicated setup. It's all about ease of use.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much. And so looking ahead, what innovations or developments can we expect from Reolink in the next few years?
Well, further progression of AI. The AI is already pretty smart. As I say, it has things like smart search. We also do things like heat mapping, people counting, smart summary, so you'll see on the display up there, the cameras will actually tell you what they're looking at. So rather than you having to go on a monitor, taking time to look, everything that we're doing is about being proactive as opposed to reactive. You know, cameras capture people up to no good. You can go back and view that history. What we're developing here, and we're launching today, and we're improving in time, is how those cameras can work for you with little or a lot less human interaction.
Okay, well, brilliant. Thank you so much, Ali. It's lovely speaking to you.
Thanks for your time.